This is a tutorial for the first assignment, and the first assignment basically is going to be creating an email and basically what the assignment entails. You will receive an Excel spreadsheet in the mail, and the Excel spreadsheet is going to look something like this. Let me pull it up, and it's going to have the item name, the size, the quantity, and the price. For now, you guys will be working only on one brand, which is Affliction in this case. Once you get competent with making the list, we will give you more jobs and more brands to work with, as the brands are unlimited, but for now we'll just focus on one brand, which is Affliction. So this is the style or the name of the shirt that the brand produces, right over here under item name, risk, conviction, and also the title also have a color, sometimes like gray, black, purple, and because they have each model in various colors, so you want to make sure you have the right model in the right color. Once you get the Excel spreadsheet, you would also receive a sample form from previous lists, email lists that we have created. And as you can see from the previous list, it's a very simple format. Basically, two images, the name of the shirt, the price, and the sizes that are available. And after that, you put a break, which is wherever you created, and you just want to make sure that the image and the break is centered. So when you start making a list, basically what you're going to do is you're just going to copy one, press enter, and then paste it. And now you can edit it. So let's edit the first one for an example. So we'll go to Excel spreadsheet, and we're going to see that the first t-shirt's name is Risk T-shirt Gray. So over here where it says clutch, we're going to replace that with Risk, and we're also going to add the color, which is gray. We want to check the price. As you can see, it's $48.99, so in this case we don't have to change it, but let's say if it was $45.99, you would just edit the price over here. You would just change it to $45.99 if it was $45.99, but we're just gonna leave it like it is. It's $48.99. And the sizes, if you look up at the back of the Excel spreadsheet, you can see that we have one small and 2 of 3XL. So we would come back over here, change this medium to a small, and we're going to put a 3 extra large. After the 3 extra large, in parentheses, we're going to put times 2, signifying that we have 2 of them. So if there was 3, then you put times 3. If there's 4, times 5. Their small is just 1, so we don't have to put anything, but if it was more, then you would put a similar thing. The last thing that you do for the list, the most important part, is to find the picture according to the title of the shirt. So the way you would do that, in the email we're going to provide you with 4 sources where you can find images, and basically the first source is afflictionclothing.com. This is the main website of the producer of the shirts. So under the search, in this case we're going to write Risk to try and find the shirt. So we're going to click Risk. As you can see, it says no products found, so that means that there's no products available or on the website. So we're going to move on to the second source that we provided for you, which is in this case Creation Mall, creation-mall.com. And if you scroll down, it's in I believe Bulgarian, but if you scroll down on the left side, you could see a search tab, and over here we would type in Risk as well. Risk, and let's search it. So now we can see that we got 3 results on the second source, and we had a Risk t-shirt in gray. As we can see, there's already a Risk, Affliction Risk t-shirt, but it says black. We're going to click on it anyway. Click on the title to go to the listing, and as we click on it, now we can see what design Risk is. You can see the design of Risk. So you can see that it's supposed to be a winged cross with 2 skulls. it was studded affliction written across the back. And this small image on the right, you can enlarge it by clicking the увеличи, the writing right below the image. If you click it, it will enlarge it. And you can see that the front has a fleur-de-lis logo on the front, and the back has this. So why this information now is very beneficial, because we're going to try and find the same design of the same shirt, just in a gray color. So we're going to go to the third source provided, which is Hancho SFX, hancho-sfx.com. We're going to scroll through to see if there's the Risk t-shirt. We're just going to look at this design and try and find the same design over here. As you can see, there's no Risk t-shirt. You could also, I believe, type in their search tab as well, Risk, and click go. This is just the main all the affliction shirts that they have, and you can see they have another t-shirt, but not an affliction t-shirt. So this has been unsuccessful. So the last fourth source provided for images is buckle.com, buckle.com. I'm gonna wait for while it loads. While that is loading, one important thing that you guys gotta look for in the images, when you look for the images, is you want to make sure that there's a modeling the shirt, like you can see in this picture. There's a model wearing the shirt. It's ideal, and the image is at least 500 by 500, but the size. You see, there's images that don't have the model right over here. That's okay in cases that if you can't find an image with a model. The ideal image is this, or a similar image to the one that they have on the main website. If you go to men's and you go to short sleeve t-shirts right over here, or any t-shirts, as you can see, all the images have models. These are the ideal images that you're looking for, basically. And also, if you're trying to grab an image from this website, you would just click on one of the images, let's say, and then there's a couple options. You can either click Control and then you're going to click just open link in new tab, and then you can see in the new tab you have the image, and you can just drag it over. You could just drag it to the subject line and insert it. In this case, we're not going to do that. Okay, so let's see why I didn't find buckle.com. We'll go back and see if we can get us back to Buckle. While that's redirecting, the last option where you're going to look for images is just Google. So in this case, let's just type in affliction risk t-shirt, and we're going to click enter to try and search for that. And then once we search for it, we'll go to the shopping tab up top, and as you can see, there's 1, 2, but again, this one just has a script on it, and this one is black. These are actually from buckle.com, the website that we're trying to access over here. Let's see maybe if it'll work and take us over here. I think the website is just down. So as you can see, this is not what we're looking for, but we're looking for the gray color. So we're just going to scroll up, and the absolute last option is just to go to images and see if we can find the image of the design with gray. And as luckily we can see over here that this is the exact design in this picture, the skull, the two skulls, the cross, and it's in a gray color. So this is the shirt we're looking for. All we're going to do is just to click to enlarge it, make it full size, and we're just going to drag it into the listing that we need it. Just going to drag it right over here. As you can see, it's inserted on the bottom, and then we're going to delete this. Deleted that image. Let's delete this image and then drag it again. Now we're just going to drag it. Computer's being a little slow. So you can just copy the image and come over and paste it. That's another way we can do it. One thing about this image is a little bit small, As I said before, we're looking by at least minimum 500 by 500. But if this is the last option, then there's nothing you can do. It's fine. But if you do find multiple images like we did on Google search, as I showed you, make sure to include multiple images unless they're good images of the shirt with a model. If it's a good size image with a model, then you don't need to include multiple images. But if it's not a good image, then you just want to put multiple images, just like I did. And that's basically it. As you can see, we have the images of the shirt, we have the name, the price, and the sizes. And then we have the divider. We want to make sure that the images are aligned in the middle and the divider is aligned. And then we can just continue with the list. We'll do one more picture. For example, wicker blade is the same exact process. You go over here into the search type in wicker, see if it finds it. As you can see, it didn't find it. We'll go to the next one, wicker, and luckily there it is. It says Affliction Wicker Green Tea Stain T-shirt. We click on it, and then like I said, you click this button to enlarge it, and there you go, you have the t-shirt. You can either click Control Copy Image, close the tab, come back in to the central location where you wanted it, and paste the image. Now you have the image and the description, and you keep doing it until you finish the Excel file. Most of the time you're going to have about 30 to 50 t-shirts to do, and you'll be receiving a list on a weekly basis. Thank you very much for your attention.